My name is Jenna Palant, and I'm a style-crazed full-time creative living in sunny San Diego. In 2016, my husband and I purchased our forever home, and now, in between balancing my upholstery business, our 4 dogs, and just life in general, I'm going to renovate our home room by room, project by project myself, with some fun help from a few of my friends along the way. And I'm going to share it all with you right here on YouTube. So, are you ready to see a room bloom?
Welcome, 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 Color Loves, to the 50th episode of Room Bloom on YouTube. That's right, I have officially self-produced 50 episodes of this renovation labor of love, which feels both real and surreal. Real because it can be a lot creating your own video content yourself, plus half of it has been through a pandemic. But it's still surreal because I honestly love doing it and adore y'all and enjoy the hell out of being creative with color. And the timing of number 50 feels kismet because today we are finally tiling the sunken living room. Yippers, since that last de-dusting the house episode, it's basically been a waiting game on the Atomic Atrium project, as we patiently awaited the delivery of our decade-appropriate tile for this conversation pit. During that time, I tried my best to handle some of the little design details to help pass the time, like injecting the atrium with its first real taste of color. And then the Atomic Atrium project had to make a very unexpected pivot. Bad back order news today. Called the Home Depot to get a status update on our back order tile, the one that we've been getting the runaround on from the manufacturer, this blue penny tile. And Chris at the Pro Desk at the Home Depot and I are absolutely baffled because for months the manufacturer has told us it was on its way in transit, and they just canceled my order. The good news is though, I found a tile that's comparable. Bad news is it won't be delivered to our house till July 15th. Yeah, that was not what I was hoping for, but sometimes as a designer, that's just the Debbie Downer of a decision you have to make. Thus, during that additional wait time, I opted to install each pillar's new lighting source. These beautiful brass sconces I got from the Home Depot, as well as changing out their light switches and the electrical outlets for the Sonos speakers we already had on hand. Shout out to the hubby. Which is around the time I also realized, well, Color Loves, I am pretty freaking annoyed with myself right now. I had thought I had demoed this cinder block back far enough so we had a straight up and down vertical for the hardy backer before we put on the tile, and well, I didn't. So we're gonna have to remedy that. Okay. So I found a piece of scrap melamine left over from the concrete pours and cut it to the appropriate shape with my 4.5-inch circular saw, and then secured it into place so I can mix up some level quick. So, you know, I could level quick that wall real quick. Hardy har har har. But all kidding aside, I do love this product, quickly giving me a level wall by day's end. Which was awesome because it actually gave me one spot in the future area of tile where I could work on installing the hardy backer, because most of the decisions I needed to make about the hardy backer I personally didn't feel comfortable making without having this newly selected order tile in hand. So I pretty much worked until I could work no more. But luckily, shortly after, the Home Depot gods shined a ray of sunshine my way and delivered that much needed tile. Oh, cue the happy tears. Which meant I could make all the remaining decisions regarding the hardy backer cuts and installation. Thank goodness. And then Murphy's Law threw a wrench into my plans. Or what I thought was my TMJ flaring up. But I was wrong. It was an old root canal gone bad. And by bad, I mean infected AF. I was in bed for close to a week, y'all, in some of the worst pain in my life before I couldn't take laying in bed anymore. Hence why I'm looking a little bit rough in some of the hardy backer B-roll. I was stuck in between not feeling well and wanting to get my tile installed, which makes me a wackier weirdo than usual. One area where I was installing the hardy backer over some electrical conduit did give me some fits. I also decided to use some brass threshold T-strip, non-traditionally around the hardy backer edges, so the tiles would have a strong corner to meet. Then once all the hardy backer is cut and secured in place, this is where I love to do a dry lay of all the future tile areas, which is basically laying all the tile out in its future location without any adhesion. This is just one way how I personally troubleshoot and strive for as close to perfection as possible in my designs, even though there is no such thing as perfection in, well, anything. Us designers still yearn for it. And by dry laying out all the tile, you are also predetermining all of your tile cuts, which I highly recommend doing before you mix up any thin set. Also with penny tile, it's a good idea to frog tape out your cuts as well, so you don't lose any important parts of the tile while working with the saw's blade. Okay, so now that we've got those tile cuts, who's ready to get to tiling? To start the penny tiles installation, I opted for the conversation pit's interior side walls first, as I really wanted there to be a straight line of tiles starting at the side of each built-in sofa area. I also knew these side walls were an important first step, as they would influence where the tile lines would be on the main floor areas surrounding the sunken living room as well, as you really want to strive to use wholes and halves as much as possible in the tiling process. And for those of y'all that don't know or maybe never have installed tile, let me be the first to tell you it's a marathon, not a sprint. You really have to mentally keep pushing yourself while also keeping your pace steady and not quick. I especially had to do this with this portion of the project. In between the pandemic, back order problems, family issues, project burnout, mean girls, a root canal infection to boot, I'm honestly in awe of all that we have survived the past few years, Color Loves. We should be thankful and proud, which I am. Thankful to still be here on this earth, and proud that I keep making both my mental health and my creativity a priority while I'm here. And, you know, that I finally got my penny tile installed. But we aren't finished installing the tile yet. No siree Bob, we've still got grout. And for this tiling project, I selected for the first time ever, charcoal grout. Why? A couple of reasons. For starters, it's dramatic. And I knew it would help detract, not highlight, any spacing inconsistencies in the penny tiles placement, because remember, no matter how hard we strive, y'all, there is no such thing as perfection, especially in interior design. And lastly, but definitely not least, someday in the future, a long ways down the renovation road, the Polans plan on refinishing all of their hardwood floors with a dark ebony stain. Oh yes, we seriously are. Thus, I opted for a grout color that would work now and later. Always thinking ahead, y'all. Working smarter, not harder. Now, something y'all might not know about me is I don't enjoy the process of grout. I'm not 100% sure as to why. I'm guessing it's because my first ever tiling project, our family room's fireplace, required absolutely no grout. And that's how I initially got my feet wet with tiling design, so maybe that's it. But I also know the whole cleaning process of the tiles post-grout stresses me out. Well, it did. Until I discovered this product in the tiling aisle at the Home Depot. Game changer! And besides finding this awesome cleaning product to decloud the grout, something else magical started to happen as well as I cleaned. The atomic Atrium gained back some of its original momentum, y'all. Jaw pain, tooth infection be damned. Yep, now that the tile was installed, grouted, and cleaned, I could feel my drive for this project's design return. I was dying to see what the tile would look like with the return of each pillar's baseboards, trying as much as possible to reuse the original. Sadly, however, some of them were damaged in the demo. Plus, there were 2 baseboard sides that never even existed because of the original waterfall wall that was in the atrium. The waterfall wall is also the same reason I have had to refinish a small area of our hardwood floors as well, where the waterfall's rocks originally rested on the wood. Oh, who am I kidding? That previous waterfall wall has been a continued headache this entire renovation project. The gift that keeps giving and giving me more and more little design detail to-dos on my to-do list. Probably the worst has been how its rocks damaged the drywall of each of its side pillars, where the rocks originally rested. I have worked and worked and worked and worked on making it visually pleasing. Spackling, texturing, spackling, texturing again and again and again and again. Hence why there was also some more wall washing. And then I couldn't just leave those outlets as is. I also got this wild hair of an idea that I could simply not leave the Sunken's little Harry Potter-like living conditions door as is either. I cut some additional trim on my miter saw to have it sort of replicate the other door frames throughout our home. And of course, Murphy's Law had to work his handy work in there as well. Not an ideal fix, but remember, again, no such thing as perfection. So yeah, as you can tell, I've definitely been keeping myself busy since that last de-dusting the house episode for the Atomic Atrium project. All right, you ready to see all that long-awaited on Home Depot penny tile installed, grouted, and clean? Yeah, you are. Here you go. Huge thank you so much to both the Home Depot and to all of you color lovers for your continued support for both my work and Room Bloom on YouTube. It's such a labor of love, and the fact that y'all keep tuning in, well, my cup runneth over. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and I'll be seeing you here back next episode when we start officially upholstering the sunken living room space. That's right. Laters.